everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you the baby products that have been must-haves for me from the ages of 4 to 8 months. So Ash has really changed a lot since he was a newborn, and I come to realize there's a whole new set of products that he needs. So I'm going to share the ones that I have used the most. Okay, so I'm going to start with the smaller products and then move on up to the bigger products that I've been using. First is this KidsMe silicone sponge feeder. I love this thing. It's so good because, you know, at 6 months you start to give your baby food. I actually started using this even sooner. I started using this around 4 to 5 months because he started teething. And that's what makes this really, really great is it has a silicone, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a little thing and it has holes in it, and you can just pop it open and you can put whatever you want in there. So I would do like frozen berries and frozen apple, anything that you want to put in there. You can just close it up, and then you don't have to be worried about them choking on it or not knowing how to chew it or swallow it. So they're learning how to feed themselves by just kind of putting this in their mouth, and then they chew on it. So you're teaching them to chew and to, you know, soothe their teething also at the same time. This is what we started with, and I thought this was a really great item, and you know, we're still using it while he's teething because he keeps having teeth spring up, and this is the thing you're gonna find. Around the 4 or 5 month mark, all they want to do is chew everything. He is 8.5 months now, and he is still chewing everything. Next up, these are from Bright Starts. These are just little rings. This was an entire pack of rings. I'm down to these. But what's great about them is, you know, they have lots of different ridges, so they can chew on them and really soothe all of their, you know, their teething issues. What's also great about these is you can hook them all together, and then you can essentially make it a toy if you want, or you can use it to hold other things onto, like the diaper bag or onto their ErgoBaby or onto their outfit. It's great. You know, you're gonna see all of the other items I have, and you're gonna see little rings hooked onto all of those because, you know, you can just hold all of their toys together, and it becomes kind of invaluable because you don't lose stuff while you've got your baby with you. So they're toys and they're functional. Since we're on the topic of teething stuff, this banana toothbrush, I think everyone has one. It's on Amazon, it's cheap. They say it's really good for them to get the feel of bristles in their mouth, but really, I mean, he just loves to chew on it. It's super soft, it's made out of silicone, and it's a bright yellow color. He loves it. Anytime he sees it, I use this sometimes if he's like on the diaper pad and he's getting squirmy and wiggly and doesn't want to stay there. I just show him this and he's like, hey, and he's busy for at least 2 minutes while I change his diaper. So this thing is great. One of the teething toys that I absolutely recommend. He's back to liking his binkies. We've just kind of moved on to any kind of binky. This one is great, but seriously, he just likes binkies right now. And that is why this is a must-have. It is a pacifier holder, a pacifier clip, I guess. This one is loved by Sophia. And I found her on Instagram. They work out really well because he's crawling now, so you kind of just clip one on, and he doesn't lose his binky when he, you know, he'll like spit it out to smile at you or something like that, but then he wants it again, so then he'll just pop it right back into his mouth because he's at an age where he can figure out how to do that now. It's pretty amazing when you see him just go and pop it in his mouth. You're like, wow, you're such a big boy. You can do that. He also just likes to chew on this too, so this gets a little bit gnarly. Keep that in mind. They will chew on every single part of this. And since he's teething, ta-da! I mean, we use bibs a lot because they just start to drool all over the place. They get slobber everywhere. Bibs are great. These ones are especially cute because they look like little bandanas or like scarves, you know, you put it on them and he's like, it looks like it's part of his outfit. Like we meant to have him wear this because he's just cool like that. So I've really liked these. We go through a ton of them. They're fairly inexpensive. I got these on Amazon, and they come in a pack and they're really cute. Since he's gotten a little bit older, SPF. We take him out a lot, and it's been super sunny and hot here in Los Angeles. We've taken him to the beach, and we take him for walks in his stroller, and I just really think having a good SPF is important. So I have liked this one. I've tried a few different sunblocks for babies, and I like this thinkbaby one a lot. It's SPF 50. They always say to get the non-nano zinc oxide, so this is 20% non-nano zinc oxide, which happens to be better for babies is what I hear. I chose this one. I like it. It's nice and thick, but it's smooth when it goes on him, and it covers him well. Another product that I find that we're using a lot of, and I didn't even realize we were going to use a lot of it, is this Honest Company Organic Healing Balm. And we use this for a lot of different reasons. It's just kind of like an all-around balm that can just be used on anything, but what I'm using it for a lot is Nikash recently had a really bad diaper rash. We dealt with a little bit of diaper rash when he was born, but since then he didn't have much until recently he got such a bad one. I didn't even know it could get this bad. It was like blistering and really red, and like, it was bad. It was a really bad rash, and I was starting to get worried about it. My nanny had this great idea. She's like, do you have Aquaphor? And I was like, I've got better. I've got this. It's organic. So it's essentially the same thing. It's just like a really thick balm. This first, it's nice and healing, and then you put the diaper rash cream, and then it goes away really fast. This is great. Next up, sippy cup, but this one's different. This isn't the kind of sippy cup where the baby goes like this. It's a straw sippy cup. And I've read that straws are sometimes hard for babies, but he picked up the straw right away. This one is by KidsMe. I like that it holds a lot of water, but then, you know, it closes up and it doesn't spill. I love this sippy cup. He does too. He knows it's his sippy cup when he sees it. He's like, give me water, give me water. It's taught him how to just sip from a straw in general. So if we're out at a restaurant or something and I didn't bring his sippy cup on accident, I know that I can just give him water or anything like that because he's already used to using a straw. So this has been a great sippy cup. Cheeky baby. SleepSack. I've tried a ton of different brands of SleepSacks, and this is the only one that has not broken on me. When he goes to sleep, we put him in his pajamas, and then I put the SleepSack over him, kind of just to let him know that it is bedtime, but also because, you know, we like the feeling of having a blanket, and since you can't put a blanket in his crib yet, the SleepSack has been really great because it's you know, it's kind of like that extra layer of warmth and everything, and you know, it just lets him know it's bedtime. This is what he puts on at bedtime. This one has been great because the zipper connects up here and then you zip it down. So if you do need to change him right before bed or in the middle of the night, which we haven't done too much lately, thank goodness, it zips open from the bottom. So you can just take his legs out, change the diaper, and then close it back up really easily and quickly. So this one has been great. So this is the only brand, and it's called SleepSack Halo. It's a Halo SleepSack that has actually not broken on us. We use it all the time. I don't know if you're like me, but I started Googling and doing a lot of research on toys for children at this age because they're obviously developing. You see new personality traits and things that they're learning every single day. And so I just want to buy him stuff that, you know, fosters his learning and everything. And one of the best things that we've gotten him is blocks. And it's funny, so obviously my nanny has a lot more experience with babies than I do. So she's always kind of guiding me and everything, and she kept telling me, she's like, we need to get him blocks. And I was like, oh, so he can build them? And she's like, no, so he can knock them down. And that's exactly what he does. We build really high towers with these blocks, and then he just comes over and he just can't stand it. He's like, pushes the blocks down. They're not gonna stay up for very long. So it's been a fun activity for him, and I think that these are gonna last him for a really long time because they have letters on them, they have, you know, numbers, some of them, they have different animals on them, and so they're just really great for learning. He likes to chew on these also. They're made out of wood, and these have been great. He really, really likes them. This bad boy is the Bumbo, and I actually have both versions of the Bumbo. This is one of their newer versions. I started with the first Bumbo, and I still use that a lot actually when I need to go do something like use the restroom or go to the kitchen and make his bottle and nobody else is with me. I put him in the original Bumbo and he cannot get out of it. And I just leave him with some toys and he tends to be okay with being there for at least like the 10-15 minutes that I might need him to be there. And I just make sure that he can see me and I can see him. But I did look up the newer Bumbo and I liked the concept of this one because we tend to take it with us. We put it in the bottom of his stroller, and if we go for a walk to a local restaurant or anything like that, or if we're getting in the car and we know we're going to a restaurant, we actually take this with us. We like this better than the high chair that they offer at restaurants just because he's still small. He doesn't really fit in those high chairs. So I like this because it has this padded seat first off, and you can buckle him in. And then back here, if you see, it has this, which is basically a tabletop for him. And so it also buckles him in. So it just goes like that. It's really, really easy. It buckles him in, and then he's got his own little tabletop that we can use. And here's where it gets genius. Right here on the sides are different straps, and you can strap this onto the chair at the restaurant. So it just wraps around the bottom of the chair or the back of the chair, and then he's secure in that chair, so he can sit at the table, and then or you can just make sure he sits with this, and then you could put food on top of this or scoot him up to the table, whatever you want to do. The other thing about this is it's a great chair when they get older too, because this piece comes up and then you've got a bigger seat. So it's kind of interchangeable. It's gonna last him for a little while. And I think we're just gonna use it for a long time. I bought this 2 months ago and we have definitely been using it. Okay, baby wearing. This is the ErgoBaby Omni 360, and I use this every single day. This ErgoBaby has become kind of a lifesaver. Again, when I'm by myself, this is when I need things like this, because he's mobile now. He's crawling all over the place. He doesn't want to be left alone. I can't just like leave him in one spot and expect him to not go somewhere. This has been great because he does not mind being in this at all. Like I put him forward facing and he gets to see everything. I use this when I go grocery shopping instead of putting him in the car or pushing a stroller around, along with like my husband pushing a cart around. I can actually just carry him and put everything in the cart, push it, and he's just cool with it. He loves looking around, seeing what's happening. There's nothing separating you and the baby. It really is skin to skin contact. So if you put their face, if they want to go to sleep and stuff, they actually do get to put their face on your chest instead of a cloth kind of breaking that up. But forward facing, it's great. He loves it. I bought these little pads for him to chew on because he does like to chew, obviously. So you can remove those and clean them. So fast to put on too. You don't have to, you know, put it over your head. You can just this, snap, snap, and the baby is in. That's it. It's super easy. ErgoBaby Omni 360. This has been my favorite baby carrier so far, and I've tried a lot of baby carriers. Next, you guys, this is a piece of the baby's playmat. This is from Little Nomad. I just really like this brand because it's cute. So if you're gonna have a big mat out in your house for your baby to play on, this is a great option. They have lots of different designs and colors that you can choose from. They're all soft and muted and pretty. And then, you know, it's thick. So it's nice and soft. He has fallen so many times on this thing. And you know, he'll be a little upset when he bangs his head, but it's obviously not so hard that it's gonna hurt him. I think it's more the surprise that makes him cry. But this is great because you can add on to it. You see these edges, you just clip on more and more of them to make it bigger. And then you have these other edges that make it nice and smooth on the sides. So this is a really great mat. If you want to have a pretty mat for your baby, Little Nomad makes wonderful ones. I have moved because this high chair doesn't really fit on my sofa. So this is the Baby Bjorn high chair. I love this high chair. I think it's great. It's the perfect size for him. It grows with him. You can adjust how tight it is right here with this. And it's great because this lifts off, so you can just kind of put food on top of it and use it sort of like a plate, and then you take it off after they're done and you just clean it. It's great. So this has been a wonderful high chair. He spends a lot of time in this now because he's now onto 3 solid meals a day. I feel like it's compact enough too, that it doesn't seem like it's just overbearing for our kitchen area. And if you need to store it, it actually folds up. So it's kind of like those chairs that fold up. It's like a fold up chair, except it's a fold up high chair. And this one is my favorite. And my last item is my Nuna car seat. It's a convertible car seat. I got it about a month ago. I did a whole video on how to install it. I have loved this car seat, you guys. If I have another baby, I think this is the car seat I'm gonna use the minute the baby comes home. Ash has been very comfy in it. He has not complained at all. He hated his last car seat. I just think it was a little too, I don't know, it was like too upright for him and too confined. I don't know, he just didn't like it. But this car seat he likes a lot. So the Nuna, I recommend it. It's kind of pricey, but I think it's gonna stick with us for a long time. So I'm really glad I bought this. So those are my must-haves for babies 4 to 8 months old. These have been the products I have really used with Ash. These ones have been my go-to, so I hope that they help you. I know that there are probably a lot of must-haves that you guys recommend, so tell me in the comments below. That's always useful for me and for all of the other viewers, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.